what's going on? This is Muriel from the Sunshine Family, touching on Santa Teresa, Costa Rica versus Montezuma, Costa Rica. What is the differences? What do these two towns have in common? I will tell you everything that I can share about it, since I live right in the middle of these two towns. Yes, I live on the peninsula, the Nicoya, in Costa Rica with my husband and two kids since 2018. And if you wonder why are you making these videos, I started to this channel as a reply to all the questions I received about everything that I've learned so far. And since I was already active online and used to using video, I thought, what difference is it for me to just upload videos and share everything I have learned, including my mistakes. Now, this video is very neutral, and I know that a lot of people are looking into a vacation destination for the winter vacation, especially for December and January, but also for those who are looking into living in Costa Rica. They are curious about the differences of these two towns, and I assure you, these towns are very close to each other. They're both at the peninsula, the Nicoya, but a world of difference. And why and how? Stick to the end of this video so you have a bigger understanding of perhaps even some help on which town to choose to visit first or longer. But before I'm going to do that, I wanted to warm welcome all my new viewers here on the channel. If you haven't subscribed, you can do that by hitting that little icon you see here on the screen with Dirk and my faces on it, or go to the description below, by the way, where there is a world of information about the things that I'm also doing. It's not that I just only have a YouTube channel. I work online since 2013, and since basically 2014-15 I started to teach people from all over the world on how to build their online business, or how to get more exposure to their existing business, service or product online. So for that, go to the description, click one of the links to learn more. But for those who are curious, why do I have this accent and where do I come from? In this short video, it explains everything. Here you go. Okay, let's touch on Santa Teresa, Costa Rica and Montezuma, Costa Rica, both at the peninsula de Nicoya, which is the province Punta Arenas. That's a weird shaped province, really, like it is that almost island. It's stuck with one piece to the mainland and it goes like this. But I assure you, both towns are close to each other. If you would literally drive from Santa Teresa to Montezuma, it will take you probably 20 minutes, that's all, including when the roads are not in that bad shape, and not that good shape. However, the atmosphere of both towns is completely different. Let me touch on the very first big difference between the two towns. Well, Montezuma is at one side of the peninsula and Santa Teresa at the other side of the peninsula. The peninsula de Nicoya has a shape like this, right? Montezuma has the sunrise and Santa Teresa has the sunset. So only just that creates a completely different atmosphere. You know, I personally started to enjoy the sunrises since I wake up at 5 in the morning, because I have this routine working for myself with my online business and my coaching students. And you know, as digital entrepreneur, I do not have a reason to put an alarm clock. Even my kids do online school. But I love to enjoy the sunrise because it is a specific atmosphere on the day. All the animals wake up, and it happens between 5 and 5:30. Well, you will be able to see that very good in Montezuma because that's where the sun rises. However, sunsets are also very special. If you are standing at the beach in Santa Teresa, you will see locals, tourists, travelers, like literally the police, people who just are working on the construction place, like workers. Everyone is collectively standing close to the beach or at the beach to enjoy the sunset. A sunset is also a special atmosphere. Now, sunrise, sunset is the first big difference. Now, what do both towns have in common? If you love surfing, you can surf in both towns really, really well. However, there's a big difference between Santa Teresa and Montezuma, and that is that in Santa Teresa, there is a totally connected beach line. You could literally walk from Malpais, more or less, at very low tide to the far end of Santa Teresa. There's just one big rock that you have to walk around, but when it's really, really low tide, you could walk from Malpais to Manzanillo, and that's basically the end of where people are able to live, right? And that's different in Montezuma. In Montezuma, we have pieces of beach, and then sometimes you have to just take a road or you have to climb some rocks. It's not completely one disconnected, how do you say that? It's not one line. Santa Teresa is longer. Santa Teresa is actually a weird shaped town. It is actually not a town. It doesn't have a town center. It's one road. It's a coastline. Santa Teresa is a weird town, according to the term town. While Montezuma, and that's a difference as well, Montezuma has this little town square with some benches around it, which are built quite recently, but it has more like a town center atmosphere. It's smaller, and honestly, there's a real more laid back atmosphere in Montezuma than in Santa Teresa. Santa Teresa is a big road alongside with the coastline that goes from Malpais to Manzanillo. And in between those two towns, there are a lot of beach places, surf beaches, but also a lot of traffic, a lot of restaurants at the ocean side or on the roadside, and people who shared with me their experiences of both of the towns explained to me they all experience Santa Teresa as very busy and hectic, while Montezuma has this more laid-back atmosphere. I don't know why, but in Montezuma there's a more hippie atmosphere, and in Santa Teresa, this is all what has been told to me, right? And in Santa Teresa there's a more sportive and surfers atmosphere. Now, in both towns you can surf, but the coastline to surf is in Santa Teresa way longer, right? Well, what I prefer in Montezuma is the particularly empty beach, Playa Grande. Don't confuse that with Playa Grande close to Tamarindo. This is called Playa Grande of Montezuma. And why is it so deserted? Well, you cannot reach it you cannot reach it with a car. You have to walk there. And it's an excellent surfer's beach. It's an excellent beginner surfer's beach. However, you have to carry your board to walk there. And how do you get there? Well, from the city center of Montezuma, you can just basically park at the final location around the turtle preservation. Just there is one important turtle preservation in Montezuma, and from there you have to do everything by foot, and that takes you more or less 20 minutes to half an hour to get there. And it's challenging but also cool, because when you are there, there's no cars and you really surround yourself with a very awesome, special, vibing beach with very easy waves. It's also an excellent, and that's also what I love about Montezuma, that beach, Playa Grande, is an excellent swimming beach. However, the beaches of Santa Teresa are very challenging for swimmers. So if you do not have a board hanging on your leg, on your leash, which gives you protection against drowning and riptides and stuff, the Santa Teresa Ocean is quite rough. So for parents with very young kids, it's very, very hard to give them a pleasant and safe time in the oceans of Santa Teresa. However, I must say, at very low tide, the whole coastline of Santa Teresa and Montezuma, by the way, has a tide pools, because it's very rocky. And the tide pools, it means that when the ocean pulls back, there stays this, these mini pools of natural rocks, and creates like mini pools where especially babies or, very tiny human beings can play in without being pulled in the ocean or drowned in the big waves. But Montezuma also has real cool, rough surfer ocean, but that's more at the outside of Montezuma, and all surfers know that spot. I'm not a surfer. I always forget the name of that beach, but there is a specific beach where the waves are tranquilo, and where the ocean can be quite rough to swim in, but sometimes it depends on the tide. That's where you can dive in better than in Santa Teresa. So Montezuma is overall more relaxed, according to the ocean, for not surfing. Yeah, basically the thing is with Montezuma is that it's smaller, it's more tranquilo, and in Santa Teresa there's a more party atmosphere, but perhaps that's also because it's bigger. It's one big coastline. And I think the best way to figure out what your findings are is to explore both. The cool thing is, it's very easy to go from A to B or from B to A and compare it. If you're coming to this area, take the time to explore both. You might be very pleasantly surprised. Perhaps you like Santa Teresa way more than Montezuma, but you were expecting totally the difference. It's always better to just come here and see it for yourself. Both are really amazing. It is for a reason that I decided to live right in the middle. I do not wish to live very close to the ocean because it has a lot of disadvantages. But about those disadvantages, I talk about that stuff in my other videos. I think I live happy and peaceful here in the silence of the countryside, with the option to go there to Montezuma or there to Santa Teresa. For me, it's like 10 minutes to Montezuma and 8 minutes to Santa Teresa. What else could I wish for? I feel very blessed and grateful that I'm able to live here, all thanks to my online business. And again, if that is something that triggers you to learn more about, or just to orientate to see if that is something for you, I assure you there's not one, but there are so many ways to generate income online these days. Just be curious, go to the description below and to discover more about what's possible, and then make the choice if it's something for you or not. It is the reason that I'm able to live here in Costa Rica with a family, to live an amazing life and enjoy this amazing country. I love Costa Rica, and I'm looking forward to hearing your replies in the comments below about your findings, if you've been to Santa Teresa and or Montezuma. And I probably forgot a lot of things that can help my viewers to learn more about the differences between Santa Teresa and Montezuma. So please feel welcome to share your comments below. And with that being said, who knows, let's meet one day in Costa Rica. Ciao, bye for now.